Hello and welcome everybody to Bricks and Toys. Today we have a very special episode. This is something that every Lego fan person has to do at least once. It's kind of what the whole Lego movie back in 2014 was all about. Do you want to be a master builder or do you just want to build from the instructions? I'm going to tell you guys, I don't just want to build from the instructions. I want to be a master builder. I have been building sets now, if you're new to the channel, since January 2023. I started building some oddball sets in 2021, but it didn't really stick. But now I have built so many cars, I have built so many displays, dioramas, Technic. I just keep building, and with the way that my brain is, I am kind of on the spectrum. I remember everything in the ways of patterns and shapes and things of that nature. And what it allows me to do is create a mental library of Lego techniques. And I have decided to finally start my own project. That is what they would call a MOC, my own creation. I feel like I've got enough upstairs set aside to now show you guys this. Now, what you're looking at here, we will get to fully in a minute when I give you guys a tour. It's clearly not done. You can't stick your fingers through on a MOC. You're not supposed to. Obviously, it's got 1/6 of the roof done. I really tried to push to get as many parts here so you guys can see more of what my brain is trying to do. Unfortunately, push comes to shove, money issues, parts ordering takes time, and I just wasn't able to get enough done. No matter what, in this video, this project was not going to be done. This is a project that is called a dream garage. If I had my choice of YouTube careers, I would do automotive YouTube. I would love to take you guys along the journey of me with cars. I grew up building cars with my dad. I love cars. I think I check out cars as much as I do food, then women. I don't know. It's a top 3 battle of what catches my eye the most. Unfortunately, car YouTube is very expensive. So I have gone down the next best path of what can I build with these hands and collect that is affordable within my budget. Lego. So when it came to do my first MOC, I thought, you know what? We're in Lego, so let's go ahead and let's make our first MOC called the Dream Garage. When you watch a lot of YouTubers, they always talk about their dream automotive garage. I've drew a lot of inspiration from their garages, and I'm going to put it into this build. Now, the overall purpose of this build is to test my knowledge, like I said earlier in this video, of how I collect all the data and all the patterns of building all the different types of sets, from helmets to cars to Technic to consoles, Pac-Man, R2-D2s, just all of those techniques, and just put them all up there. And let's put all that knowledge into this build and let's see what we can do. I cannot wait to show you some of the techniques that I've started to do with this. The only thing that I'm not really ready for is I'm expecting a lot of harsh criticism. If you guys don't rip me a new one for trying my own MOC, I'll be honestly surprised. Cat, you are in the middle of the shot. You are going to leave. Bye-bye, kitty cat. So hopefully you guys take it easy on me. I have not filmed this. I'm not filming this project. I want to show you guys the certain steps of what I'm doing to kind of include you in on it. But I'm just really insecure about the internet and the way that I might be treated for trying to do this publicly. So it's a private affair, but I'm at a point now to where I want to show you where I'm at so far, and as I describe things, hopefully you guys can see the vision of what I'm trying to do to continue to build it. Because at the end of the day, when this is 100% complete and finished, I want to hopefully take it to my local July brick show here in Vegas with a stack of my cards and get people's attention to the YouTube channel of, hey, If you like Lego reviews, like MOCs, and other Lego content, check out Bricks and Toys, everybody. And use this as a way to physically put my feet on the ground instead of hashtag keyword, hashtag keyword, hashtag keyword on all of the platforms that I use on social media. So hopefully this is good enough to get the buy-in of people physically meeting me, getting to see me, and then subscribe to the channel versus the way that you guys have found me, which is just through, oh, keywords. This guy does Lego. Let's watch him. And by the way, everybody, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel once again. And I do want to say, if you guys are enjoying the Lego content, or you guys enjoy Lego content and like it from a feed of unpredictability, be sure to smash that subscribe button on my channel. I would super appreciate it. But before I bring you guys in and show you guys a tour of this mess, I did want to show you guys a little sneak peek early on from someone who doesn't get sent Lego sets, a few new 2024 March Lego releases. I personally am so excited for these releases. Last night I was at my Target and I was able to actually pick up a couple, maybe about $100 worth. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to show these to my audience. Because like I said, I don't get sent these things for free. I have to go out and find them. And if I'm lucky, I get them early. So a couple days early, let's look at some early March releases. First up in the bag, we have the Speed Champions BMW. This is the GT3 M4 and the Hybrid V8. I don't know which one's which, but I would say the one over here looks to be in the realm of the Porsche that we got last year, where this is more of like a sports series, or it's more of a basic car. So with that, I would say the M Hybrid is likely this version, and this one over here is the M4, if I had my guess. I will figure that out when I do my review, when I get the rest of these in March. But this is going to be 676 pieces for about $45. It is a 9 and older, 76922, and that's what it looks like. It's a pretty big box. It kind of caught me off guard with how big it is. I don't know if they're making the boxes more chunky to try to get you to digest that $45 price tag, and 91 stickers from what I've been told. And there's some things with the stickers and the printed elements in that set that I cannot wait to experience and share with you guys when that time comes. Next up in my bag of tricks is the not one but two Ford that did not make it, Angelias. One of these is for my mom. I want to put it kind of like hanging off Diagon Alley. And the other one is for me, for the Lego City, kind of hanging off of the Ministry of Magic Repercable that I have next to Assembly Square in the city. There you guys can get a good look at that early on. The box, the back. It's only 162 or 165 piece set. 76424, 7 and older. Harry Potter Flying Ford Angelia with Ron and Harry Potter. These are about $15 a piece here in the US. This is a set that I've been waiting a super long time for. It also has Hedwig and Scabbers in the trunk, which is really freaking cool. Super excited about that. Next up is one more, and we're done with the early releases. That's the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Again, get a sense of the box. The box does seem pretty chunky compared to other Speed Champions, but, you know, it's been a year since I did any Speed Champions, so I could be just imagining things. 76920, 344 pieces, 9 and older. Again, get you a nice good look at that, front and back. This is another one that I was super excited for. I found out, I think, late December did we find out about these. And I was like, time I know is going to fly fast, but I cannot wait to get to the Speed Champions. And here we are, and we have two here now, and I can't wait to get those built later in March and with their other counterparts and show you guys what I think about them and all the weird little quirks and stuff while building. So that is a early look. Oh, and the Ford Dark Horse is $26 US. I almost forgot. What would be the point of an early preview if I didn't tell you the price? Ding! So with that, let's go and let's check out the Dream Garage, my personal MOC project. I'm going to try to be as explicit as possible so you guys can see the vision. Okay, so I'm going to start you guys with a little bit of a top-down view. Now this is done on a 48 by 48 base plate, so it's one whole base plate. Green, obviously, landscaping, gray, pavement, road plate. This will be tiled off all around, and the tiles will blend into the rest of the front of the shop. You guys know landscaping just is not something that's a priority when you do a mock. It's called a finishing touch. Again, we have more of the green around. Same here, and the same on the other side. Let's start from the back of the shop. Now the building will be up to here, this tall, and when the roof is done, if going at this trajectory, maybe about up to here once it's done, the roof will come up all the way. I do plan on putting maybe 2 glass panels in each half of the roof as like skylights. When I do the work with the slopes to bring up this center section, I do hope to have some type of door or something in the middle to look like a vent, or some type of like air access point or exhaust vent. Still, it's all in the early process because I need to get more parts to make the roof. I thought I ordered enough to get an idea, and I barely got enough to even get a little bit of an idea. I do have this little interesting rail to signify where the roof is, so when we remove the roof, we can easily see that that's where it separates. Now, coming down the side, you will see these weird ribbing type sections that I did. Now, the reason that I did these ribbing sections is if you look at corrugated steel buildings, you will see that they kind of go in, go out, go in, go out, go in, go out. You guys get the point. So I kind of wanted to do that. Now the technique that I chose to do that is a simple 2-snot on a 1x2 stud brick, or brick, you know what I'm talking about. I use one of those bricks to make the studs coming out. That way I can put a 2x4 white tile flat up against. Pretty simple. Not a impressive technique, but a technique nonetheless. One of the challenges that I'm having is making sure that the Lego parts, such as doors, windows, things of that nature, which shops don't have windows, but they do have doors, but to make those parts look, proportionate to the actual build. So I do have a little bit of a door down here at the back. This is the back door. It is not really an afterthought, but not an important thought. Coming onto the side, we will take a brief look at what I have for a roof. Now, this roof is held on here by a simple hinge mechanism that will hold it. And soon, I'll show you when I take it off, it will have beams underneath to correlate with the beams inside of the building. That's these red little things that you see. We'll get to that more in a minute. I will be running plates up the side of these black plates to allow that corrugated look on the side of the building to show itself over here, as I show right here for you guys just to see a small example. The white is just a supporting plate. The black is going to be the actual plate, but like I said, it will be all smooth tiled off. I am trying to decide if I want to do anything along the side for a finishing touch, but I do know for sure that I am going to put a nice rounded piece up here in the front and over there in the back. Now, to take the roof off and get that out of the way, because that's where I did not get a lot of work done before this video. I put in about a month from here down, a few hours a day as parts came in. That's where I'm at. I'm just now starting on the roof as of this last week. I'm hoping that I will have more done for the roof in the next month. I don't plan on showing this until July, so I have the time. All right, now I'm just trying to get the roof off with the pieces that I am using. It does want to stick. This should all be resolved when the time comes. So now you can get a look at the underside of that roof, and I do plan on putting more hinge mechanisms in, but this is just a starter. This is where I have a lot of work done for right now. I am waiting on parts to go in between here, 1x2 bricks. Those go very quick. If you guys notice, you guys will see that I have a garage door. I will show you more about that. But from this point on, I'm going to take you guys actually into the build. That way you guys can see it a lot better. So coming into the build, first thing you're going to notice is that garage door and that garage door track. I have been putting a lot of engineering hours for my cactus to walk right on top of it in making these tracks super supportive and super strong. It is not an easy thing to build, especially when you're putting your wheel right up against the wall. So to make a brick come out of there as a grand illusion is kind of a trick. If you look over here, you'll see how I kind of did it. I just put the brick where you would normally put a normal brick, but put the curved brick on top, and then just hide it in from the front with one of those tiles. You just use a snot brick to cover that up. Pretty cool. The door itself is kind of tricky. I am waiting for more parts to finish the door. Even though it's tiled, it's still not perfect. There we go. I'm fighting it right now for you guys. But it does go. Eventually. See? It does struggle to get it up because if you look, not enough wheels. I need to get more of those little wheels fixed. But it does go down. Getting the spacing right up here was very, very hard. I did run a support over here to secure it into the building. I will tile this off and I will get a matching light bluish gray piece in place of that dark bluish gray. Now these red structures on the walls, those are meant to resemble the structural beams. If you were to get a pre-built metal building, they would have to put up beams to put the siding to the beams for the main structure. So I have a few of those done all throughout the building. Those are done with two little 1x1 with a L-shaped bracket. If you look on that. So that's how I did those. They are a little tricky to get in, but I'll just put that back there for now. Looking into the actual build itself, the cars are kind of scattered, but on this side right here, where my finger is and where I'm going back and forth, I am hoping to put a 2-car lift like a normal garage would have. So I would have 2 cars like that on top of each other. So maybe I'll put 2 of those, one over here, one over on this side, in front of the door. I do want to put another lift for mechanic work right over here in the corner. I am thinking between the lift over here and the lift over here, I do want to put in a bathroom with a toilet right over in here. I have a really interesting part that I want to use for the tile floor. It's the new 2x2, but it has the pie slices taken out of the corner. And I want to use that where it's all throughout with black pie slices. So it's like a white and black checker floor. Over on this side where this Mercedes Speed Champion is, I do want to put in a little lounge with a TV on the wall, so when the days in the garage get too hot or too hard, they can just sit back and watch some good old Motor Trend TV and just chill. And then along this wall, I do want to put a nice toolbox, one of the nice new ones that mechanics use where it has like an open cabinet and all that good stuff. I have a building idea that I want to do for that. Then throughout the various open spaces, just parts, shelves, maybe make a few engine blocks, and also see about hanging car parts on the walls throughout the build. Now let's just take you guys up close so you guys can get a good look at the corrugated siding and how I did it. There's the front door right there. Let's let you guys get a good up close look. So with that, let's bring you guys out and let's share a few more thoughts. Well, that is my Dream Garage MOC. Out in front of the world, insecure as it is, to show you all. I personally am very insecure about this. I am one of those type of people that unless I'm 100% confident, I don't want nobody to know what I'm doing. But to be an honest YouTuber and an honest Lego person for all of you, I think my best option was to do exactly what I have done and show you guys a look into this project. One of the hardest things about a MOC is, one, knowing what you want to build. Then the next thing is, how do you want to build it? And then the next thing after that is, what are you going to do that's actually going to be something that's an engineering feat from your own brain? Like, what's your plan? I started this, honestly, in early December. Every morning when I take a shower, I usually take about 5 to 10 minutes to brainstorm. In that 5 to 10 minutes in the shower, I just let the warm water run over myself, and I think, what plans do I want to do in my YouTube videos? How do I want to make something cool for you guys to watch when it comes to a review? And one day I was in the shower and it hit me like, why don't I do a mock so I can physically take it places and show people what I can do as a Lego person, as a Lego collector, a Lego AFOL, whatever the heck you want to call it. And then the next few days went by, and as I was taking those showers, I just kept thinking, houses? Nah, I don't want to build a house. It's too intricate. I'm not ready for that yet. But what can I build? And then it clicked. Like, one thing I know really well is garages. I was basically raised in a garage. I was in and out of auto shops with my dad growing up. I watch automotive YouTubers definitely more than I do Lego YouTubers. And I just have a really good idea of what a shop would look like and how a shop would work. When it comes to lifts and equipment and, relaxation spaces, bathrooms, I know what all this stuff looks like. And then that's when it clicked like, okay, well, that's what you're building. But then the next idea was, what are you going to do to show how you can engineer and think to make things that are a problem to make something something that's not spelled out easy for a lot of people that create things to do. Two things that I thought of was a 16 stud wide garage door with the tracks. Now, I have seen a lot of inspiration on how to do this from other Lego YouTubers, but a lot of this is just me trial and error with my own ideas. So that was one of the cool things that I wanted to do to show how my mind could think from an engineering standpoint. And then the other thing was just the simple corrugated siding along the sides. People might be interested in knowing, like, how did these work? How does this work? How did you do that? Other than that, everything's pretty basic, run-of-the-mill. I am going to use Rebrickable.com as a guide to make couches, toolboxes, and the lifts for the garage. Other than that, it's just trial and error until it all works. One of the final things about doing a mock is the parts. Where do we get the parts from? I don't have a huge ass inventory. Again, this is why I went with a garage versus a house. I have enough of the small things for building all the car sets that I can make some interesting tools, toolboxes, and gear eventually to go in here, but where do I get the parts? And so with something like a garage, I was able to go onto Lego's bestseller list, start picking out colors of things that I like. I knew I wanted the building to be white, I know I wanted the roof to be black, and I wanted the beams in the middle to be red. So just start ordering all the parts on the bestseller list, L brackets and corner pieces and 1x1 pieces and, all the plates, bricks of those colors. Order, a small bit of all of them, and then come home, make your mills plate, and then start putting things down, and then go back and order more as you discover what you want this to be and how you want it to be. And that's what I've had to do. I think I've made about $350 in Lego purchases, in brick purchases for this in the last 2 months to get to this point. And I have a lot of brick left over, but I also have a lot of brick that I bought either from the pad wall or the Lego website, mostly the Lego website, that I've not even used. I've even had to go to my local Bricks and Minifigs to go through their little parts bin that they have of used brick to kind of see if there's any little parts that I might have a use for. It's just finding the pieces and seeing how they add up to see if that's something that you need to use to make this project come off the ground. It's a lot of trial and error. If you guys think over a month that I built these 4 walls and now I'm showing it to you guys would be dead wrong. I've built these 4 walls probably 5 to 6 times before making these videos. This corrugated siding, I've tried 2 different variations of how to do it and failed both times. The bricks in the middle, the first part of the roof, all wrong parts ordered that I had to go back and redo again. So this is not something that you just do it one time and it's done. When you do a mock, it's you build up, okay, I don't like that, order more parts, tear it back down, build it up again, and you just keep going, and going. That's my journey with a mock. If I left anything out, or you guys have any questions, because maybe you guys are thinking about doing your first mock too, and this video comes across your feed as a guy who's doing his first mock, and he's smack dab in the middle of it. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything, comment down below. I'd be glad to let you guys know my experiences so far. When it comes to bricks, bestseller on the Pick a Brick Lego website, on that page, and bricklink.com for a couple of things that I found while at my bricks and minifigs that I thought would work really good. Like 1x3 plates, those are not going to be on the Lego website on the Pick a Brick. They're not a bestseller. You're going to have to wait months for those. So for something like that, you go to bricklink.com or your local Lego store that has used bulk Lego. So now I'm on to my next project, which will be dusting this entire Lego room. The other day, I was watching Drive to Survive. I've kind of became a Formula One fan because of Drive to Survive and the fact that Formula One came to my town here in Las Vegas and screwed up my traffic patterns for a good 6 months or more. And through all the F1 exposure, I've learned that I really do like the sport. And while I was watching Drive to Survive, I got the wild idea, because I was thinking about all the new Formula One Lego sets coming out in March. I was thinking, you know, I built the 2022 Mercedes, which is this one from Speed Champions, and I never gave it much thought on who's the driver of this car, and let alone anything about it. I was just like, it's a Mercedes F1 car, whoop-de-doo. You guys maybe seen my McLaren video that I did of the Technic 2022 McLaren. Again, at that time, I didn't know that that could be a Daniel Ricciardo car or whoever was with him in 21. I didn't know. But anyway, I took this car down, and one of the first things that I noticed was the dust. All of my Lego that I have in this room, I've had in this room for 2 months. And for some reason, it's gotten more dusty in 2 months inside of my house than my garage, which is immediately connected to the outside world and has a draft on windy days like today here in Vegas. And so I was like, I can't have that. So I recently reached out and I went through a bunch of forums and Reddit posts, and I found a good air purifier. So now that I have an air purifier, I need to crank that thing up on high and now dust all of these Lego sets. The other thing that I noticed about this F1 car is that even though I didn't know it at the time, I badged the car with the 44 number, which is Lewis Hamilton. So I badged it with the 7-time champion, so that is also really cool. Another thing that I didn't notice when I built this car, out of randomness, is the blue on the tires is supposed to resemble the wet tires, and that's why the car doesn't have slicks, because Lego didn't have a part back then for slick tires, so they put normal tires with a weird cap on them and put them as blue. Nice job on disguising your lack of parts, Lego. But we're going to talk more about all that stuff when these sets come out. But for now, this pointed out a huge problem with the dust. You know, before I let you guys go, I'll randomly go up and pick a set live here on camera and show you guys how bad this dust is. So, I'm back already with the Lotus. I think this is the Lotus. Yeah, this is the Lotus. Look at that dust. That's 2 months old, everybody. Not acceptable. All of my Icons cars are the same way. My helmets, everything, just soaked in dust. The other thing that comes to mind with all the dust is that cannot be possibly good to breathe. So if the air purifier works, I might be putting more of those in my house, because this dust is not cool, especially when you have allergies like me. Because that's how I got sick on New Year's when I made my store haul video and I was sick. I gave myself a sinus infection by cleaning and putting all this in here. So anyway, everybody, I appreciate you all for watching. I hope this had a lot of cool information in it. I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek at the new Lego sets. And if you guys want to support the channel, there's 2 ways to do it. Right below your screen, there's a little thanks button. When you guys click that, you guys leave a small donation to help with air purifiers and Lego madness, whatever supports the Lego to make it happen. If that's not your jam, then you guys can just hit that subscribe button and follow along with everything we're doing here. Other things you guys can do is share this video with your friends and like and comment on the video. I love to hear what you guys have to say, and I really hope you guys have a lot to say in this video that is positive and not negative down in the comments. Am I a professional? No. Do I claim to be? No. So please, go easy on me. So thank you for watching. Up next is the March 1st store haul. I cannot wait to show you guys all the sets that we are buying, and I cannot wait to take you along on that journey for that video. So we'll see you up there next. Y'all have a good one.